are once again doing our little thing that we do. And so I am getting ready to do some dry brushing on some, uh, geez, these are, of course, I'm still working on my Harkonnens. So I'm doing some dry brushing on some Harkonnens, Marauders. The difference there being that the Marauders would be the guys that would be going out into the desert looking for enemies of the house, right? So they would be heavier equipped, better armor, better equipment, the whole nine. Now I'm going to give them their highlight, and you might think it would be more natural to use a gray, which I will be using a gray, but it's a mix between black and Iraqi sand because I think that's going to be a lot more natural looking. Let's see what we got going on here. Wow, there's Bubba. What's up, Bubba? How you doing, homie? And I hope you're doing well. Chasing all them grandbabies around. I just been playing Dune, and of course I played some Valheim with my brother-in-law, and I'll probably jump on his server next time I see he's on, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun running around. I kind of make fun of him a little bit because like his server's been going for like all right, so the connection was lost.
Oh, not
I said,
much.
hey, Bubba.
I must
So,
have popped up there for a second. I was like, is that my internet?
yeah, it was my internet connection. I don't know. They put fiber optic in, but it doesn't really seem like it made my internet better.
I got fiber optic too. Thought I'd get rid of this, and I've had actually more trouble in cable.
Yeah. So,
And what irritates me is I know where the servers are for the fiber optic. They're in the
yeah,
old phone building
it's
across the street.
it's annoying as hell, is what it is. Because they came in and they drew orange lines all over every damn thing, and then they freaking dug up my yard and all that bullshit. And at the end of the day, uh, it doesn't seem like the internet's any better, really.
With fiber optics in Ashland here are actually running the poles.
Really?
Well, in parts they go up and down, dude. It's kind of nuts. But yeah, I was
Uh,
watching him. I talked to the guy. I talked to the lineman in my alley. Like, what the hell are you working on? And he's like, oh, we're fixing this stuff for the fiber optic. And that's what
yeah,
I
that
asked him.
makes sense.
They were
Down
just
here, it's all buried. Let me tell you, if you want to lose a job as a heavy equipment operator, the best way to do it is to hit a fiber optics line. You
that.
will be fired so quick. They'll be like,
That sounds expensive. That's kind of stuff you
yeah,
can't really splice easy.
yeah. When I used to work for the city and we'd go out, putting in whatever. A lot of times they would send a heavy equipment operator, and Man, I remember a couple times guys hit those fiber optic lines, and the fiber optic guys, they're nice. They show up and they start putting everything back together. And I guess it costs like thousands upon thousands of dollars.
More than that. Well, it's probably gone down.
Share a line, you know.
Yeah, let's find out. Let's Google it. Let's see if the AI lies to us.
I wouldn't trust that AI.
I know.
It's gone over to the other side.
I know. On basic technical stuff, it tends to be pretty good. I've been quizzing it a lot about cancer and stuff.
Right.
And it's just depressing research is all it is.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if it's true or not, but I remember one time guy hit one of the big lines, and I think they said that it was going to end up costing like $16,000.
15 to 20 grand for large fiber optic cables.
Yep. So
$75,000 per mile.
So that's 16 grand is right there.
Yeah.
Right in the middle there. So, and I think another big problem with the fiber optics is it can only be repaired so many times.
Right. Well, as a line,
you hit it so many times within a certain distance, they just have to pull it all up and put a new line in.
I know. We splice line for like radio stuff so much. And I know how many you can only splice on coaxial before you just gotta yank it and scrap it, and it's more than I like. But they splice they think it's forever. I've seen 8 splices in 12 feet on a house for cable. I was like, no wonder your fucking TV sucks. It's terrible.
Right. I know the communications guys in the Gulf used to get pissed off at us because I don't know if it's something specifically to do with Bradley's or something, but apparently if they lay cable down, like line down, and we run over it, it just tears the shit out of it.
I was commo, dude. That's infuriating. I was in a headquarters company for combat engineers. So they was always running over our line, dude. It's all he did. So all he did was splice the lines.
Yeah, those guys would be like, but I mean, we couldn't see. It's dark. And I mean, that line they use is like small and brown.
Right. It's supposed to be hard to see, so it's hard to intercept and cut. Yeah, but and no one used it except for the guards, and we hardly ever use it anymore. You guys still use it in the Gulf?
In the Gulf, we did, but the Gulf was a weird thing because about halfway through,
you figured out the FM shit didn't work.
Much got rid of most of the. If you weren't like direct communications, like it was like halfway through the Gulf, all the radios and shit. They're like, we're not using these anymore, and they just started handing out these big cell phones.
Yeah. And well, they found out FM doesn't work for shit.
To us, there's like a node.
Right.
And it's got like laser like communications to other nodes, and then so when you want to make a call, you dial whatever the number is, and it like jumps through those nodes to write whomever you need. Huh?
It's more secure, but they were switching over because I was single channel. I was a rat rigger, so I was AM, and we were switching over to these FM technologies, and they were tight beam and they're all fancy, but we had old shit because we were the guard. When they got over in the desert, they found out that shit don't work too well in the desert. So they jumped forward to the stuff they've been using for, the better units for a long time. And they had all that extra budget anyway.
I mean, we had a rat rig in our headquarters. It was like a modified 113.
Mm-hmm.
It's all big and stuff, and sometimes they'd have guys come help them set up the tents and shit. Because the officers like to have their meetings in the tent on the back of the rat rig. And like, it was like those boys got put right out of a job, man. It was like,
I was obligated.
Do it. They're just like, yeah, you guys are not needed anymore. That AM radio will never be turned on again.
Well,
Like,
they say that. They say that, and then they reactivated a bunch of AM guys for non-essential radio traffic, right? Because it was cheap. Now, the AM stuff is only good for emergency civilian stuff. And they don't want to do it. We set up relay stations all across southern West Virginia, eastern Kentucky, and down through eastern Tennessee for anti-government minded people who want to organize in case of disaster. Put it that.
In Hondo, we had TACSAT.
No.
And it looked like a radio set.
Yeah.
And you would set the antenna up with like a pole and lines down and hook it up to that TACSAT, and you could talk to anybody anywhere.
Live food, real time too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I know about it because I was there and had to help the commo guys. Because we'd go out on a patrol and go to like the top of a hillside somewhere and just do like a little listening post thing.
Yeah.
And the communication guys, believe it or not, were in charge, really. You know,
When it comes to commo, yeah.
Yeah, because it was their job. My job was just to carry a rifle, you know. Ham radio for Christmas, still haven't took it for a test. I think it'd be kind of, ham radio would probably be like this, but maybe a little different. But so it'd probably be pretty fun. Just get
It's a little weirder. There's a lot of weirdos on ham, dude. I mean, you talk about the fringe of the fringe. It's the fringe of the fringe, right? They're out there.
Well, I mean, you know.
That's right. I like it. I think it's funny.
But how you doing, by the way, George? It's that time of day. Yeah, I've decided to do some painting, so I'm going to also stream a little bit. Been going over Doc Flamingo's game that he made, trying to come up with a really. I'll have to actually sit down and write down my thoughts on that, so that I do him justice, you know. Other than that, I actually finally opened my Dune GM screen. I've had it for years, and it was in the shrink wrap. And because it turns out my players, who are always like, we don't like sci-fi, blah, blah, blah. Well, they love Dune. I snuck a game on them. I totally snuck a game on them. It was like they showed up, and I just handed them blank character sheets and said, we're playing this game. And they were all like, what? And, you know, but the thing with Dune is it has a method by which you create the characters during gameplay. Like during your first game, you actually make the decisions that you're going to make, right?
Yeah.
So after about 30 minutes of people bitching and whining about this and that, they actually got into the game that I was running. And we played for about 4 hours. And at the end of the game, they're all like, oh, man, I want to play this again so bad. And I was like, really? They're like, oh, yeah, this is way better than a lot of the other stuff we've played. And I was like, I won't let it go to my head, but it turns out that two of the guys at the table are just Dune fanatics anyway. Like myself.
I started rereading Dune. I just can't really get into it. I can't really get much of anything lately, to be honest.
Yeah, I know how that is. So the last time I won't say read Dune, but the last time I did anything with the book, it was Audible.
Yeah.
And because I have an Alexa in here, but since we changed our internet, I haven't switched it over yet. So it's in a corner right now. But I would sometimes just sit in here and paint and listen to Dune or Solzhenitsyn or whatever, you know. And it's a lot easier than reading these days, you know.
You want an Alexa emotional terrorism tip?
What's that?
101. Whenever you see someone's Alexa in their house when you're visiting, the second they're out of the room, Alexa, set alarm, 3 a.m. Horror movie sounds.
Right. See, you think that's mean, but you're talking to the
I
guy.
it's funny.
You're talking to the guy that sent his brother's kids like Aztec death whistles and shit. So I mean, you know,
that's classic.
One year for Christmas they all got recorders and harmonicas and shit like that.
Yeah, I send that stuff home with my grandkids, and they're not allowed to have it here. I just can't. But they don't want to play that game because Popsy will put on Polka Station full blast and say, "That's what we're playing today. That's what's cool. That's your background music, polka."
Polka. Well, I mean, yeah. My daughter, when she was young, if she aggravated me, I'd be like, "Well, you know what time it is?" And she'd be like, "What?" I'd be like, "It's time for cultural fulfillment."
Yeah,
That means you get to sit here and listen while I just pick songs to play.
right.
And you would just sit there and be so pissed off.
Yeah, we've slowly got the grandkids into having a slightly better taste in music than their parents, but it's difficult.
You tell the Alexa to make fart noises. I like to cuss at the Alexa and then it gets offended at me.
Oh yeah,
I'll be like, or sometimes you got to be like, "Hey Alexa, let the NSA know that I love them." And Alexa's like, "I don't know what you're talking about," or some shit.
it's your robotic corporate overlords.
It's so funny because there's a meme that was going around, and it was like how back in the 50s everybody was like completely worried that one day the government was going to be like listening into them all the time and blah blah blah. And then you fast forward to now, and like every house has an Alexa in it.
Right, and it's worse than that. I think the corporations are actually more aggressive than the government.
It's funny that you
We're so entwined now, though. Is the sad part. It's like this inverted concept of corporatism.
The reason I said it's funny that you say that is I guess the administration got some law passed where they can go in and on a case-by-case basis look at people's medical records.
Yeah.
See who's actually should be on Medicare and not and stuff like that. Like who's illegal and on Medicare or
Right. I mean, it's a system designed for citizens, and this is I get in that argument with people, and they get so mad. I'm like, it's designed for citizens. The reason your system's bloated and broke is because you expanded it due to fraud and foreign nationals.
And
into the system.
The people that were bitching about it, they're all like, "Oh my God, these people are, we're giving the government all this information, blah, blah, blah." And like the counter argument the guy made is like, Google knows more about you than the government ever will. And you're okay with that. They're like, you're sitting here complaining that we're giving your information away while you're carrying a phone around in your pocket that allows 12 different corporations to know exactly where you are at any given time. And if you feel like you're hungry for pizza, just like mention it in front of your Alexa and you'll get 12 ads for different pizzas.
Your personal conversations become the ads on your TV in like 15 minutes. It's ridiculous. Maybe faster.
Yeah.
Me and my wife will have a discussion about stuff, and she's like, "Oh, it just popped up in my feed." And I was like, "Because you got your phone in your hand, and we got the Roku in the room. I'm pretty sure the damn refrigerator eavesdrops on us, too. I don't know why they have Wi-Fi on my fridge."
Yeah, they got those new refrigerators that are like full on robotic. They got like all the bullshit on them.
Yeah, and I see some apps they push for it, which makes sense. It's like it'll tell you, the ranch dressing is about to go bad. You bought this X days ago, or blah blah blah. You need to replace it. It'll remind you to create a shopping list based on what you get out of the refrigerator.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm uncomfortable with that, dude.
Well, for the first thing is you gotta like tell it what you put in the refrigerator.
Right? The new one,
it just knows.
Yeah, well, it can see they They put fucking cameras in them.
Oh man.
It's weird. I don't know why you would even do that. But then you have these apps and they say, what's for this reason? And I'm like, I'm uncomfortable with that.
So at any given time, like somebody could just have a look at what you're hiding in your fridge.
What you hide in your fridge, which I think that's even weirder. But if you open the fridge up and the light's already on, I mean, it's probably some kind of food fetishist. Some dude sitting in the basement flipping through screenshots of people's fridges, hammering away on himself like a freak. Oh, but that pudding. Oh.
You know, it's sad that you're probably not wrong. It's like you're probably not wrong. It's some guy. Hopefully, you know, it could be some girl too, I guess. But so I was watching Salty Cracker yesterday, and it showed where this guy, well, you know, they them, but really a guy, threw a knife at like some ICE cops, and they tased this dude, and he fell flat down on his face on the sidewalk.
I love
And
that.
then on his bookend pictures, like his face looks like a pancake.
I love the fuck around find out videos. They're hilarious. There's that dude on X who does the commentary. I love it.
Oh, the one that does like he's like a
Inman, stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah, and he's like, oh, it looks like Andy Tifa is not gonna get his mac and cheese tonight.
It's so funny.
Yeah, that guy is great. How you doing, Dark Knight?
I think we need to bring back bum fights too, because that stuff was hilarious.
But yeah, so and then the person is like crying about everything because they got arrested by the federal agents, not like Seattle PD.
Oh yeah,
And they're looking at like 10 years.
yeah. Every time, every one of these idiots that stand in front and prevent ICE from going down the road, 10 years, 10 grand, 10 years. Have a nice day. Oh, yeah, that's in the statute. And if they don't get off the road, they're obstructing federal investigation.
That's what happened to the one dude where they were trying to arrest the guy at like a Walmart parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And that
See,
20
Bubba.
some odd dude ran up and like started fighting with the ICE guys. And now they're all crying, but it's like, yeah, that dude's going to do 15. Because, you know,
Well, see, you're missing a crucial, tiny, itsy bitsy little detail. You're
What's
assuming
that?
the cops are on your side.
they are on my
Oh,
side.
they're never
in
on
this
your side.
case.
No, they're on their own side.
They're never
The
on
only
your
reason
side,
you're
dude.
getting any benefit out of this is because the people who are also not on our side, but are also not on their side, are far more dangerous to them than they are to
Oh,
us.
spit your black pill out. Nobody's got time.
No.
for
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit incredulous about this, but we still haven't gotten the files out, so I'm not going to believe any of these fucking peons are on my
that.
side.
They're working on it, actually.
Yeah,
Well,
We'll see when it happens. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all been
Yep.
beyond.
you know, that would have been the easiest thing for them to say is that the previous administration destroyed everything.
I mean, it does. I think it does implicate Mossad, and because it implicates Mossad and the CIA and your government's been enabling child pedophilia, child sex trafficking, that they're not going to, you know.
dude,
Yeah, they're not
this
huge
fact that
fans of letting it out. And it
This-
definitely implicates Mossad because while that douchebag was awaiting trial, he went on a 3-month vacation to Tel Aviv.
Yeah,
Look-
highest
look-
concentration of pedophiles in the world.
He
Look at the
considered
fact-
staying.
look at the fact that, like, Ben, I hate Donald Trump's guts Shapiro,
I
and now all of
can't
a
use
sudden,
Shapiro.
I know, and he said, like, guys, the Federal Reserve, and the FBI are saying that there's nothing to go on here, and it's like,
Yeah, we don't trust any of these people.
yeah.
He destroyed all his credibility, but I mean, he's always been a shill. I mean,
I know, Shapiro, you're eye level at fucking Netanyahu's crotch, but if you stop glazing that guy for about 5 seconds, and maybe go back to the country you actually serve, we wouldn't have a problem with you.
Yeah, but we can't do that though because his wife's a doctor.
Don't care.
No. Oh no.
No, that's a
What
joke
a
because people always
tragedy.
make fun of.
Well, I'm sure with all the people dying from Hamas and all that other crap, they have need of doctors.
I
Mr.
thought the Irish
Shapiro.
were supposed to be witty people. You're not doing your people any favors.
Yeah,
today.
I'm just cranky. I'm just ordering them all.
Right. That is Irish. It's very Irish.
That's
I'm also
Irish
kind of
too,
still
I guess.
getting over the last bit of sickness that I've had for the last few days, so I'm not exactly in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
My mom's family are O'Briens from County Cork, actually, originally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my grandmother was the first one born here.
Nice.
I'm a mom.
Yeah, supposedly, I've got relatives from that area too, but it only showed up as 4% of my ethnicity.
Yeah.
I haven't done one of those DNA tests. I don't trust those either. I don't. I think we've gotten to the point the CIA got their wish. No one trusts anything. 100%.
Well, yeah.
I think all of the ancestry tests are owned by the Mormons, though.
Yeah, I don't trust them too. They're kind of
The
loony.
FBI. If that was the case, it would be the FBI. So,
Yeah. I used to live amongst them.
Wasn't it 23andMe the one got caught adding like?
what?
Who?
Wasn't it like 23andMe or one of those that got caught just adding 3% African to everybody just because to spread equality and just lying to people?
Yeah, I don't remember that, but that would be a thing. I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I'd
I
be
think with the Indian stuff because the genetics for Cherokee and stuff like that don't really work because native tribes don't believe in blood lineage for tribal membership. The tribal council declares who's a part of the tribe. It's the U.S. government that gave them the blood test thing, like with dogs.
That is a fact because I dated a girl who was Chippewa.
Yeah.
And her brother was Chippewa, right? Her brother married and had a kid by a white girl. They were all of them accepted into the tribe. She had a kid by a white dude. They were kicked out of the tribe.
Yeah. They vote on it. You have to be accepted.
The way the Indians,
Accepted as a part of the tribe.
That's
they
White Cherokee. That's why you hear the word white Cherokee and stuff. So
these Ojibwa or Chippewa, they were up in Canada.
yeah.
So, but they're tribal big men. They get to decide who actually is in the tribe, and that's important because it also determines who's going to get a cut of the tribal money.
Right.
So if you're an Indian woman and you have a baby with a non-Indian man, you're right out. Forget about it.
Yeah.
But if you're an Indian man and you have a baby with a non-Indian woman, they're cool with that. That's okay though.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Still patriarchal lineage. Most countries, the law of nations always does through the father. It's only in certain types of societies and aberrant societies where it's traced through the mother's lineage.
Hmm.
Well, that was something. I mean, not to get too deep into anything, but for about the first 4,500 years of Judaism, it was a patrilineal society.
Yeah, that's how the Azakians overran the Semitic peoples in the Jewish religion. That's why only 10% of Jews now are Semitic.
And at some point, it become matrilineal.
Yeah.
That was around the time of the founding of the Third Temple with
rabbinical.
It was something. It was what the Ashkenazi Jews did.
Yeah.
And that's why they're the majority now because that's how they did it.
Well, see, I think the reason why they do that is because, like, you see this modern trope, like in, and then this from American Krogan, that men of that tribe will have chiksas, and it's okay
Shiksa.
Shiksa. Thank you very much. I always get confused in the pronunciation, but it's like it's okay to deflower them, but you can't do it to a woman of the tribe. It's like, that's very interesting.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things.
It's a different level of chauvinism.
Well,
Mm.
one of the things they say about Mr. Epstein was that he never abused any women of his particular group,
Mm.
but he literally looked down at people who were not of his particular group as trash.
Yeah, gooey.
So, which is not a compliment. It's so
I
funny.
know, right?
And I mean, having grown up, I mean, that way, I never really, that wasn't really anything my pop would ever say, but you see it on TV, you see actors on TV using the term.
Yeah.
But if you actually study, you realize that is not a term of endearment.
No, it's not.
It's basically the N word, except for one group against a particular other everyone else.
Well, James, what's up, Michael William?
Oh Jesus!
What's
I
up,
come
my
back-
nuclear? Right? Because
I'm
Trump said
sorry
the new
for-
N word is nuclear, so it's like, what up, my nuclear?
Nuclear.
Nuclear. Dear
Nuclear.
God.
I wanted to say nuclear.
Shit, how you guys pronounce anything in Europe? You're a failed state. Go away. You might as well be Somalia.
Well,
Well-
at least we're smarter than you.
Yeah,
Well, for more
yeah, we can tell by the fact that you guys are a failed state.
I mean, most of them are over there. I think we were on the precipice of it. It could still happen.
I can't
Yeah, well,
believe
yeah.
somebody from a country that can barely put a boat in the water is saying how much smarter they are to someone who's
discovered
landed men on the
America
moon.
before you did.
You did what?
We discovered America before the Anglos did. They did the test. Saint Brendan, the navigator, they
Well, I
did tests
believe
on it.
that.
Yeah,
he-
before him.
I got no
Came
problem
back,
with
and
that.
they did modern reconstructions of it, and they said it was possible. So
Yeah, I believe that. And
Yeah,
they
and
also
Welsh.
know that the Irish probably settled Iceland before the first Scandinavians showed up.
And the Welsh came to America and were absorbed into it. The Americas have been lost and found dozens, if not hundreds of times for a damn eon.
I've even
Yeah,
heard.
I'm just.
We do have Ogma. We do have Ogma on rocks in Kentucky.
I
Yeah.
heard that there was debates on that even the Phoenicians arguably might have discovered America as well. That
Absolutely.
one's a bit
They think
that one's a
the
bit
Phoenicians-
dubious in my mind.
That's more like the
The
Caribbean.
nations could have made it to the Caribbean.
Yeah, that was more the Caribbean. The Welsh are possibly the moon people of Appalachia, which means they ended up in Minnesota, and you can get Welsh genetics off people
Yeah.
considered.
It's pretty wild. I know the Cherokee tried to make friends with the Moon-Eyed people.
Yeah.
And they just wouldn't do it.
So they killed them.
So they started a war because that's how you do. And eventually the Moon-Eyed people, supposedly, the story I heard, is they all fled underground into the caves. Because they only came out at night anyway. They were really pale and they had pale hair and big blue eyes. And they typically hid from the sun. So they might have been Irish.
I think
Possibly.
it's Welsh. That particular
Or
area
Welsh.
there, they think it's more Welsh than anything else. They've also found Roman coins in the Mississippi, so it's like, not sure how this got here.
Well, it shot in the dark. It might have been like heirlooms that got there. That one's
Oh, the
very
Roman stuff was probably carried over by the Spaniards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or the Welsh, or the Irish, or the Vikings.
or the
Yeah.
Saxons. It's all possible, but
It's
who
all
knows?
possible. But
Yep.
the Moon-Eyed people are really interesting. And if you believe some people, they will show you in parts of the Appalachia, Kentucky specifically, but
Yeah.
other parts too, like North Georgia and stuff,
The forts.
where they have settlements that they believe were built by the Moon-Eyed people.
Yeah.
Who worked in stone, which is something the natives did not do.
And a description of the round boats, which is a Welsh round boat, not a.
Yeah,
I thought some native tribes had stone-based fortifications or like mounds.
Yeah, that's
it's only when you
predates.
go southwest.
Oh.
The further
Oh.
southwest you get, the more stone usage you get.
Right.
Oh,
This is like
the mound builders of Appalachia and in the Midwest, absolutely. but they're mainly earthworks. They're mainly large earthworks.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Fair enough.
and the stone structures that they did find that are about the same age as the Adena and the Hopewell are too large to have been moved for that technology.
I'll be right
So they're
back.
kind of like, man, it's got to be the giants. It's a big giant question mark.
They didn't even
Yeah.
have horses until like the 1600s or some shit like that.
Right.
So,
they didn't have horses.
Hmm.
The Spanish.
Early 1700s, yeah.
Because I remember, like I heard stories of the natives, like how they chased down wild game was literally like wearing wolf skins and just acting like wolves, and then just burst sprinting like man used
Well, that's
to do.
how they hunt buffalo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's what that, but that's what we used to do before we domesticated horses. We would just chase the animal down until it tired itself to death.
Yeah.
The Plains Indian idea was to use the wolf skins to get close,
And then,
and then to set up a ruckus and drive a herd of buffalo off a cliff, and then go to the bottom of the cliff and put them out of their misery. But the problem was that was a very inefficient way of hunting because they didn't have knowledge of preservation other than beef jerky or bison jerky in this case. So in a lot of cases, they would kill 10 times more buffalo than they could ever eat.
Yeah.
And that would become an issue, you know?
Yeah, the noble savage myth and everything for native tribes, like even after being exposed to the will, they never adopted it for
the
like
problem is that the noble savage comment wasn't even originally applied to the natives. It just meant all of humanity outside. It is the whole stupid shit of like the Rousseauian, like Jean-Jacques Rousseau's idea of if man was not constrained by civilization, he would be true and moral and blah 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 and all this other horse crap. And it's like, dude, shut up.
It's like we have actual history. We know what man does when they're
Yeah,
not
but
straight.
this is so emblematic of the same guy who knocked up a bunch of his own maidservants and didn't want to man up and raise the children, so he dumped them in an orphanage where he almost certainly knew they would die. He didn't care. So
Wow,
much for the
you are grumpy today.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I had to be part of the EU, I'd be pissed off.
I know. I know. Being Eurotrash sucks, man. It sucks.
I didn't say Eurotrash. I said part of the EU.
Yeah. To be Eurotrash, you gotta be on mainland, right? That's gotta be like a German.
You gotta be on the mainland.
It's gotta be German or French to be trashy. To be truly trashy. Except
Hey, what is up, Shark? How you doing, homie?
Hey, Shark, what's up, man?
to get Miguel in here, he'll get real fired up.
I've been to Paris, man. When I was like back in when I was like 16,
Welcome back.
14 years ago, and it was bad back then. I don't even want to know what it's like now.
Oh, the videos I watch are just ridiculous. I was like, man, how these people got shot? And I was like, oh, it's Europe. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't have guns, and everyone else does.
But they don't have knives. But the main weapon for bludgeoning now are little miniature Eiffel Towers.
The
Hey,
irony.
I know.
Irony of this. Wow. I you know what? At this point, I might as well just yuck it up. I might as well laugh at it because that's just depressing.
Dude, yeah, it is funny.
Honestly,
It's like we was laughing in the face of all this absurdity. But would you think that the decline of civilization would be so absurd?
Yeah, but dude, I'm still told by so many people in the Discord that I'm on that, oh, we can just vote this problem away. It's like, it's so cute. That's a
You can just take another vote and take another vote and then give voting rights to people to make sure it goes over.
Yeah, you know. Let's get
Well,
another
I
vote.
mean-
What about you guys in the EU, wasn't it? Made you vote and vote and vote until people forgot to show up.
Yeah, that's just get another voting block for the Democratic Party. What could possibly go wrong?
don't worry.
Let's just
DK.
keep voting until I get what I want.
Yeah.
At least you can know, regardless of whatever happens to your beautiful little island over there, that your people will still survive here in America.
Yeah, I know. And look, I can say, you know what? If nothing else, Ireland saved Western civilization once. Those who have done their part are in heaven, and that's enough. My
I mean,
country goes on
granted,
forever.
you guys fought all that time to get rid of the British, only to turn around and complete
Yeah.
fraud.
800 years to kick the foreigners out. In less than a century, we let them back in.
Let
Yeah.
the Fomore back in, dude. Let's be honest. It's the Fomore that you brought back to Ireland. Not even other.
Sea. They came up out of the other world from the sea, and oh god,
The glass
Alive.
tower.
the
Yeah, I
Alive
think
Baylor is upon us.
Your Sub-Saharan invasion is more apt to be compared to the Fomore than it is anything else. It's just so.
Wrath of the Dawn and Tiakiarla.
Yeah. They're putting
Well,
savage
I mean, Dark Knight might
Mhm.
be related to the Fianna.
The Fianna.
You could
Oh
be
yeah,
related to the Fianna.
possibly. I mean, like, believe it or not, the word Fianna comes from Fionn, as in the great warrior Fionn. So who knows? We might need a few Fionn figures in the future. Who knows?
It could happen, but
It
so
could
I
happen.
am painting up some Sardaukar, and I am doing them in the white armor, even though black would be just as
Good.
Hey, Bubba, have you told them about
historically accurate.
our game last night?
No,
It was
No one's
hilarious.
yeah, I don't even do recaps anymore. I just kind of roll with it.
Yeah, the recap for the Dune game when I ran it was
1
like
second.
super complicated. It was like, so and so tried to assassinate this person who did this and that, and you know what I mean? And it just like turned into a whole thing.
Yeah, I was doing a blog where I would recap every one of my games, and I would go over my reasoning for doing rulings, like a primer.
Yeah,
How I run a game. This is why you do this. I made a ruling like this, and this is why. And it was just like 2 to 3 hours a day to do it when I did them, and no one was reading them. So I was like, I just gave up. I should have went to the video format, but I got so much other stuff going on with grandkids.
and the
Yeah.
thing with that is also it's like you run like 10 games.
I only run 3 right now.
So if you were going to do like what happened last week, I mean, for 3 different games, that's totally different than say Dungeon Master doing his little,
I run a game once every 2 weeks. Yeah.
his what happened, but he only runs 1 game, so it's all good.
You know what, James? I got to play the
Head off.
boulder.
Good chatting with you, James.
You got to play the boulder. I kept asking, like, are you sure you don't want to wear no armor?
DK tucked his grumpy butt on.
See ya,
Get some
DK.
coffee. Wait, what time is it in Ireland right now? 5? You about 5
Huh?
o'clock?
I don't know.
It's about right. Is it on London time or London time is, it's 5 hours.
Well, Bubba, I gotta say, I like the challenge.
Oh, okay.
Of dying.
Hope you like the floor. So.
Yeah.
I met it last night.
The boulder wears no armor.
Well, here's the thing about that is like,
Well, then the
I think it's actually doable if you had a better dex, or just maybe a shield.
Something.
Heck, I was contemplating not even using a weapon. But then I was
Oh,
like,
gosh.
yeah, it would probably just be impossible at that point.
Yeah, you're really just trying to make it hard on yourself.
I even
But
seen that there
random rolls, they were all shooting at him like right off the bat too. It's like let's shoot the guy with no armor on. It's like that makes sense.
Keep the guy running around with no armor on is that's like rule number 1.
yeah.
But the way I do death and dying for Dragon Slayer, right? It uses a -10 rule. I don't. I use 0 unconscious, and then you get back up in D6 rounds unless you get coup de grace. And -1 to your negative con score. If you're in that range, you get a save versus death to be back up in D6 rounds. And that's straight out of Dragon Slayer. I just expanded it with the con stat.
Right.
But if you get hit when you're out like that, the damage dealt is the negative modifier to your save versus death
Right.
for coup de grace. So
Fair.
You know, The game that did a really good version of all that was ACK. How they do is if you hit 0 or below, at the end of the combat, you have to make a roll, and however far below you are is like the penalty. And so there's a good chance you'll be dead. Or if you roll really good, there's a chance nothing bad happens. Or if you roll somewhere in the middle,
Yeah.
you could have a permanent injury. Like your
Yeah,
character
I used to do that when I ran Labyrinth Lord.
missing an eye.
Yeah, I had a disfigurement chart in Labyrinth Lord, but I decided not to do that. I didn't want to have a whole group of gimps again.
Yeah, see, when I ran that campaign of Warhammer, by the time the campaign was over, I mean, people were missing fingers and toes. And
We had an evil elven wizard who managed to make his save every time and end up on that chart like 6 times. So he was hobbled with bad lungs. He wore his eyeball with an arrow through it, bronzed around his neck, and the more jacked up he got, the more curmudgeonly evil that character got.
that makes sense.
Yeah, and he was just, it was terrible.
Yeah, we had one guy that did a miscast and it made his right leg grow 1 foot longer than his left. So he had to get like big platform shoes
One platform.
to wear so that he could actually walk without like,
Well,
hobbling
you know,
around.
James, there is a upside for not having armor. I'm absolutely rich for being a level 1 character.
Yeah.
Well, you're fast.
Well, no.
Well, nope, I'm a dwarf.
Race limits your movement in Dragon Slayer, so he moves 20 foot. I was like, that concept would work better if you were a human, because then you would get a 40-foot charge.
Right.
And the 40-foot charge would be double damage dice. So that battle axe would be 2d8 when you charge. And if you're a human, you might not just use a two-handed sword. That'd be a 2d6 weapon. And when I charge, it's a 4d6 weapon. That's just absolutely devastating.
Right.
Oh well, I did get a good cleave at the end.
Yeah, you did.
I have.
The funny part is, I charged first, missed it, and then this next turn got the initiative and cleaved 2 of them.
I have the new Viking book from Punnet on the way. And I've already got the PDF because I bought it so that you get the book and the PDF. So I'm looking forward to receiving that at some point. That'll be good. And Chris Miller's right. You could totally use their last Viking book to simulate playing, the Kievan Rus and stuff like that. So that's cool. I mean, which you could have done it anyway with the Yarmvegar or whatever they're called in the actual original game, but
Yeah, I don't think I have anything by Pundy at all. I think the thing I'm planning on ordering is probably some paperback stuff of the Red Room. That's it.
Red Room does great stuff.
My guys won't play it though.
I think that the RPG Pundit, despite the fact that he wears an ascot and smokes a pipe, he still writes good games.
He does. He reminds me of friend Johnny though. So it's an archetype of personality that just like, yes, if I disagree with you, I'm the biggest idiot in the room. Okay, I get it.
Well,
You'll disagree.
he and I have went through cycles where he's blocked me on X, and then unblocked me, and then agreed with me, and then called me the worst names ever. It's like, so we have a pretty complicated relationship, I would say.
Yeah, it's called a love-hate relationship, baby.
But
as Lefty would say, when are you going to kiss?
The main reason is because, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, I could be wrong, Punnet is a neocon.
Yeah.
And I don't care for that. And then when he tried to go after Basic Expert for talking to Jeffro, and his method of attack was to call Basic Expert basically a Yahtzee and all this.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like, dude, really?
Yeah.
Plus,
It's the oldest trick in the book.
He calls himself a Latino, but the dude was born and raised in Canada, and he is as white as the driven snow of that.
We have started calling them snow Mexicans, though, right? So maybe it's just a precursor to the snow Mexican.
Right. I mean, there's nothing like Casimir Urbanski is not his real name. I know his real name, and I'm not going to say it, but it's Polish.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, I don't know a lot of Latinos with Polish names, but whatever, bro. You do you. I mean, in all honesty, he's Slavic. He is a Slav. But, which is cool.
Hey, let's just be honest, James. He's whatever he needs to be to sell more products.
Well, you do have to respect the hustle, don't you? I mean,
you gotta understand the beast you're dealing with, right? So
he is definitely willing to hustle.
Yeah.
To make his money. And that's okay, whatever, but
he does good work, dude. I'm just not in the pure historicals all that much. I'd rather do just classic fantasy or a space opera romp. That's the only thing that really holds my attention.
And that's basically a fair that's a fair assessment of what you're dealing with. Because if you buy Pundit's newer stuff, hell, even his older stuff, except for some of his really weird stuff, it's all historic. So if you really don't give a shit about the Kingdom of Poland and, the 10th century or the Kievan Rus or the Silk Road or any of that, his stuff is really not going to be what you want. Now, I will tell you, I mean, Baptism of Fire is a fantasy game because while it's set in like 10th century Poland, all of the Slavic monsters of that era are represented. So if your characters are running down near a pond or a lake or a river and you see a beautiful red-haired woman out in the water asking if you want to come in swimming, yeah, you could do that, but chances are it's a Rasaki and she will drown you and possibly eat you. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. Demovex and werewolves, etc. So, well, that's what a Demovic is basically, a werewolf, but Leshies, Baba Yaga, etc. So if you're like me, and as my brother would call me, a Slavaboo, then that kind of shit.
That's a new one. Are you the only one besides like Nike designers?
Right? But I always call him a weeaboo. So
he's a weeaboo. I got granddaughters who's leaning hard into weeboodom right now. Japan is so much better. I decided to sit down. I was like, do you want to know why Japan is like that? It's because it's homogenous.
Watching Pundit talk about his game should give him college credits. Yeah, and I've been raising hell with him about, hey, where is the Kievan Rus game? So he makes The Last Vikings, which is actually about the Jorm Viking. But I mean, there's enough in there that you don't, you could use it, but and maybe he's just not interested in what's going on in Russia in, the 10th century. Whereas I am, because, that I have roots there, but so yeah, he's one thing about him that's really weird. And if he were here, I would invite him on and we could chat about it. He always seems like he's being kind of mean to Venger.
Yeah.
And Venger has never been anything but an absolute sweetheart to me and just a lovely human being. As a matter of fact, I remember when I defended Venger and everybody on this con was saying he couldn't go to the con because he's a Christian fundamentalist.
So,
And I was like, I mean, I hope he becomes one eventually, but right now I think he's like trying to claim to be the high priest of Cthulhu or something.
I think he's agnostic, to be honest. I think he's agnostic with a good sense of humor.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I don't think he can stand. I don't think no church environment would be to his liking. But I know lots of people like that.
Well, I know Venger invited me to his house and told me anytime I wanted to go up there, just let him know, and he'd put a pork butt on the grill. And
There you go.
I mean, like, so he's super, and that, I'm not talking for like a con. He's like, you can come to my home. I'll feed you some barbecue. I said, all right, bro. I didn't know we were that tight, but
You need to do a barbecue con. That's actually kind of genius. Have a con, but it's also a barbecue event where everybody's grilling and then playing the game. Or you have your table surrounded by like 4 smokers.
oh my goodness.
I can smell it now.
Really good.
But so yeah, it's like Venger has never been anything but awesome, and and of course I don't agree with him on any matters of religion or anything, but he's always been really cool.
No.
And when I used to watch the whatever before Daviro become a total freaking Eurotrash pussy. Yeah, you know who that
like
is.
Portuguese.
James Daviro.
I'm not
That's
sure.
Grim Jim.
Graham Jim. Oh yeah, they're always flaming him over on the Red Room server after their breakup.
He is such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met a lot of British socialists and British communists, and they're all in that same hedonistic douchebag vein.
Well, the reason for that is pretty simple. The Marxists want you to believe that sexual liberation equals actual liberty.
No, that's the libertine thing. It's just fucking hedonism.
Right.
That's pure Hellfire Club shit. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So by saying, hey, we promote all of this crazy depravity, you think you're free, even though they tell you you're not allowed to own a firearm.
Right, but you're a slave to your fucking base of emotions.
Like,
You're a slave to your lust.
Slave to their basest. Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And we should know this because, I mean, Karl Marx was a straight up Satanist.
Yeah.
Like in his autobiography, he was Satanist. So, nothing good can come from anything that he had to say about anything. But so I defended him about, some things when like everyone was attacking him. But when he had his falling out with Venger and Pundit, it made me rethink how I felt about him, and how I felt about him was not good.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to make that argument like, if you don't wear a mask, you're killing my grandma.
Yeah, it's lame, but
And it's like, shut up, It's like you're going to get on here and claim to be all an anarchist and shit, and then you're going to Karen.
You can't be an anarchist if you're on the fucking dole. Just saying.
Right. You're not an anarchist if you're receiving government unemployment benefits.
Yeah, he's a fucking communist.
He's an arrogant, smug, entitled communist who's on freaking unemployment benefits or whatever.
Well, it's a straight up dole.
And
I think I know a little bit too much about the guy. It creeps me out.
And he's done some stupid shit in his life. But him unfriending Pundit over the mask mandate thing, for me, that is just like, I can't have respect for anybody that way.
There's a lot of things on the political level and on the cultural and just normal day-to-day level that Europeans and Americans are never going to see eye to eye on, because we're a different people. We're a different culture with different values and priorities. And the European has whittled away any sense of individuality and self-sovereignty ages ago.
Well, that's like when DK was talking about why don't you guys just vote yourself abilities and stuff. That was in reference to something I'd said to him a long time ago, which was like Ireland has seen the United States Constitution and Bill of Rights.
Right.
So why don't the people there just demand that?
Right.
And I think they could get it if they demanded it, but they're not going to demand it.
Right. Well, they might if they have to go. If the IRA becomes resurgent again and they have to go to war with themselves to toss out foreign invasion, and they don't go as red this time, because, to be honest, we support the IRA because we support a sovereign nation, but they were red as fuck. Okay. And
that's why
that redness came out into the forefront, except they weren't nationalists anymore.
And that is why you have two IRAs.
Right.
The original IRA, which was co-founded by a guy named Bobby McKee, so I share a surname with him anyway. They were super hardcore Roman Catholic.
Right.
And then the PIRA came out, and they were straight up communists.
Yeah.
So then, like, the old school IRA guys left. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to be part of all this bullshit, right?
I think they were still part of the Provost fighting, but not in the Sinn Féin was in control of all the political arm, and that was controlled by the communists.
They're social Democrats or some shit.
Yes, another word for lunatic.
Yeah, what's his name? The writer that ended up eating a shotgun. He fought in France for the socialists. The guy they also credit with inventing the Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Kissinger. No, not Kissinger. What was his name? He's really famous for writing stuff.
Byron.
Huh?
Was it Byron?
I don't know who it was, but he fought for the socialists during the Spanish Civil War. Me and Bobby McGee. Yeah, people always say McGee, but I've never actually met a McGee.
I've had one or two.
So, it's like whatever. Like,
You're gonna have to stay with Daddy.
uh-oh. Yep, you're going to the store?
Yeah, I'm going to Publix.
I love you. Have
Do
fun.
you want anything just specifically from Publix?
No, can't think of a thing.
Okay. As you can see, Bear is already.
Oh, he's already starting to whine. I already hear him. He's got to sing the song of his people.
Well,
My dog just loses his
is
freaking shit.
Hossy on?
No, I haven't seen Haas on.
Okay.
I probably should have called his dumbass and been like, hey,
Stay there. Stop trying to. He's trying to sneak out.
I see that.
Stay. He might need to go
Well, I'll take him in a bit.
after I'm gone.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you.
Oh, Lord.
Pesticides and made them a slave race. Continent of herd animals now. Yeah, all being ruled from frickin'
Brussels.
The Hague.
Hey, man, it seems like maybe the Germans did get their super state. I'm just saying.
Well, Germany is the powerhouse of the EU.
Well, every Nazi they didn't hang founded the EU. I mean, we should have seen this coming.
And it's German industry that powers the EU. If it weren't for the German industry, the EU couldn't even exist.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen to Europe when the reality of cutting himself off from Russia is 100%, and they're like, okay, freeze this winter, feed all those immigrants you just grabbed into your country. It might be.
What happened last year is the German government made it against the law to burn wood.
I know.
In the winter, with no other way to heat your home. So it's like, it almost makes me feel like maybe they don't like their people that much.
Well, they are importing people to replace them, so might be on to something.
What's funny is I've been to Germany, right? There are tons of Turks in Germany. They were never supposed to stay.
Right.
The Turks were imported into Germany to help rebuild German infrastructure. and then they were supposed to go home, but they stayed.
Yeah.
And they didn't integrate. Like to this day, if you're not a Turkish guy and you like talk to a Turkish woman,
Yeah.
like her brothers and uncles and all that shit will, pursue violence.
Yep.
Unless you're a soldier, in which case they know better because, they don't want that heat. But
You've been following the Thai/Cambodian conflict here lately?
a nation of germs. What's funny is is it Thailand or I think it's the Laotians, Laos, have a bunch of people in Russia right now, soldiers working to get all the mines out of the ground.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot.
Apparently, they're really good at that.
There's been a lot of BRICS nations who have been putting military troops in the Ukrainian region in a support role, and in like in North Korea in a direct combat role, to observe what the nature of combat will be in the next century. So they're all getting bloodied with actual veterans, which is smart.
Yeah, that's what they said. The whole North Korean thing was to send their like top of the line guys there.
Yeah, they didn't do too well.
No. But the theory was they would get experience, and then with that experience, be able to bring it home and help out.
Yeah, 1,200 fatalities, I think, and no major successes. So,
yeah, well, I mean, other than getting blown up by freaking
there's a lot of noise
for being idiots. I mean, what have they really done?
Yeah, it's been a true artillery war and mine warfare. You saw Poland pulled out the mine prohibition mines and stuff. So they're cranking out mines again and mining their border.
What's up, you bastards?
How you doing?
Probably mined the border like the day after they pulled out, which means they already had the mines and were already producing them anyway. So they were never going by the fucking treaty to begin with.
Well, habitual line crosser caused Poland his little European.
Look at you, bro, wearing an old school shirt.
Oh yeah, this is the OG.
The OG, bro.
This is the first one ever made. Years and years and years ago.
20 years ago.
And
Wait, you actually had a fro?
That's high school, but that shirt was made 20. The first time I made a Hungar Afro shirt was like 20 years ago. I found my picture. I took it to a local print shop and had them put it on a T-shirt. And my brother was like, I must have that shirt.
That's
So I was
fun.
like, okay.
So I've had it since.
I got so mad at dude this morning, bro.
Yeah, I got ate by a worm the other day.
I went out to the desert or to the radiation to get some jizz crystals.
Yeah.
And it's like somehow my radiation suit just like disintegrated in like 5 minutes without me knowing. So I'm like, gathering crystals. Next thing I know, I die. So I run to go get my stuff, and before I even get near it, I die. And I'm like, what the hell? And like just died. So I look at my inventory, and it's like my radiation suit was like completely destroyed. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, I jump back in my thopter and just fly away, leaving my corpse and all my stuff that I got there.
Yeah, I was zoning in from the overworld into Haga Basin and apparently fell asleep, but with my hand on the movement key. So then I woke up and it's just my character running willy-nilly across the desert. So I stop and I see the worm come out of the ground. Brr. And I turn and I'm like, where's my thopter? I don't know where my thopter is. So I just stand there and see the worm go, bah! And I'm.
Did that happen to Windrunner the other day? He got like 8 mile
Yeah,
worm.
but this was my fault because I literally fell asleep as I was zoning in, but I kept my hand on the movement key. So as soon as I landed, my character just ran into the desert.
Yeah, poor
The
Windrunner.
good news is I could just do a respawn at vehicle,
Yeah.
and the Thopter was still there, so I just jumped my naked ass in the Thopter and hauled ass home.
Windrunner, he was zoning from out of the world map to the deep desert, and a worm ate him while he was zoning.
Yeah, he told me about that. That was sad. That
Oh,
was
I
a
want
sad
to say,
story.
nobody else has mentioned this, so I want to say, rest in peace, Chuck Mangione,
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
a boy with his flugelhorn, who just loved music. Now that would hit hard for me because I love that song. It feels so good.
Everything feels so
Dun, 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 dun. You know, flugelhorn and some disco, baby.
It just makes me think of King of the Hill.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is. So
He's
You've
a
heard
jazz
that song. It was a guy with a flugelhorn.
I'm gonna be honest here with you, Hungar.
What?
I don't know what flugelhorn is.
It's a big flute.
Is
It's
it?
kind of like a trumpet.
Yeah, it's kind of like a trumpet.
It's like a trump. I thought it was a big ass flute.
No, it's,
No.
it's more like a trumpet.
We can see who the band nerds are. Is it
Yeah.
the Band Geek Mafia we got in here?
You don't mess with the Van Geek Mafia, but I was not really part of one.
I was in band, baby.
I was barely in band. I played the flute like for a year.
Uh-oh.
What kind of flute were you playing, Lef?
A flute,
Okay.
just a regular flute.
I knew it was gonna be
Just
a
a
thing.
little bit of trumpet, trombone, saxophone, clarinet, and bass clarinet.
Mr. Woodwind.
Yeah.
Well, trumpet, trombone, brass.
Brad. I like music, dude, but I'm not the part of the Band Geek Mafia. It all blurs together to me.
George knows who I'm talking about. That's right.
Yeah, I thought it was a big jazz guy, but it got overshadowed by old Hulkster crapping out on us.
Oh, and
Yeah, it's been a week for just people dying.
Yeah.
Ozzy.
Winter.
Oh,
Ozzy drops dead, then the Hulk drops dead.
and before that kid from frickin' the Cosby Show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matthew, who drowned. I mean, there is a big joke right there.
Well, yeah, there's a joke that could be said right there.
Also, the main driver of all sandbox games has just died.
Of all what games?
Sandbox games.
Sid Meier's?
No, not Sid Meier's. He's not the sandbox guy. I'm talking about like the guy who made Daggerfall, the Elder Scrolls.
Oh yeah, that was supposed to. Yeah, he died last week too.
That's the problem with getting older, man.
Everybody starts dying. Don't worry, don't float around.
I find it kind of ironic that Malcolm Jamal Warner or whatever his name is drowned.
Yeah. I saw the thing like 15 minutes after after it posted he passed. I was like, man, that guy had that made and waiting.
Now, I know one of them died from fentanyl.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Apparently, that's what killed Prince, too.
Fentanyl?
Fentanyl overdose.
I don't know.
That's what killed Mac Miller.
That's what killed Mac Miller. Yeah. And he didn't even know he was taking fentanyl.
Yeah.
Oh.
They don't sit in shit anymore, man. It's just weird. But, you know, I don't
That's good.
think much about what the new street drug is now that the wife's at the VA and not working in general behavioral and drug addiction.
Yeah,
Well-
Mac Miller sent his boys out to get him some like pain meds. They didn't know that whatever the pain med they brought back was like laced with fentanyl.
Oh, yeah.
And he took it and it killed his ass.
Yeah, if you got high tolerance and you're used to popping a handful and if there's a couple of fent in there, you're done.
Yeah.
Bubba, I figured out where your name's from the other day.
Well, Beelzebub is one of the main demons from the Old Testament.
That's
Beelzebubba. Beelzebubba is the name of the Dead Milkman album.
Yeah. I'm a huge Dead Milkman fan. I've never made a.
The Punk Rock Girl was on that album.
Yes, it was Punk Rock Girl and Drinking Bleach. Oh wait, that might have been on Bucky Fellini.
I thought Punk Rock Girl was Ramones.
Oh,
That's
no.
Dead Milkman. Just you and me, Punk Rock Girl.
Yeah, I know. Just you and me, Punk Rock.
Yeah.
We'll have a child.
When I was in high school, my voice was kind of like that too. It's kind of mad. It's kind of sad.
And,
No, the one I'm thinking about is Sheila is the punk rock.
She is a punk rocker. That's the Ramones. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know they got a new album, right?
No.
dude, the Ramones?
New album coming out now. Yeah. But I don't know if it's pure TDS or them just making fun of everybody again, because they've always been. I know they're lefty lunatics from Philadelphia, right? But they've made fun of everybody. But the first track they lift off this one is "Grandpa's Not a Racist, but he voted for one," and a bunch of others on there. So I don't know. I wish I'd seen them in live concert a few more times, but.
Now, did you guys hear about South Park getting a contract with Paramount Plus for 5 years that equals like $3 billion total?
1.5 billion.
Yeah. Well, still, that's
300 million an episode, and the first episode was the worst one they've put out ever.
yeah. Well, I think they're making an episode making fun of Trump, which I'm fine with, because they made fun of Obama, they made fun of Clinton, they make fun of everybody. So
I know, but it played out. All their jokes were stale and from 10 years ago DNC talking points. So it just came off flat.
They still make fun of everybody. So it's okay.
I hope they get better. Who knew that the side effect of woke being pushed out of society is South Park's no longer funny?
That's sad too, because South Park used to be. I don't know though. I mean, they came out hard against freaking Game of Thrones. They tore Disney a new ass.
I know, but in 2016, 2020, they didn't say nothing.
Well, they ain't gonna say anything. I mean, you know.
They don't want to get canceled. They want to make $1.5 billion over.
Yeah, I think they did get bought because lawbetarians do like their money.
Yeah, and it's like everybody knows that no matter what you do, you are not allowed to make fun of St. Floyd of the fentanyl patch. Because
you got to give it to him. He's been sober for over 5 years now.
One of my favorite ones was I sent my wife a Valentine's Day card meme.
Where you got
it,
from
it had like George Floyd on it, and it's like, "You take my breath away."
Oh.
And who sent you that meme first?
You did.
Exactly. I sent that out to all of my friends for Valentine's. Like, you take my breath away, and it's George Floyd sitting there with that stupid look on his face.
You mean his normal average?
It's normal.
Yes.
That was his grade school photo.
Yeah, that guy. It's so weird. It's like a complete reversal of like morality. So the drug addicted, multi-criminal guy who had held a gun to a pregnant woman's belly becomes a superhero. And the cop who did nothing wrong gets to go to prison because if we don't do that, idiots will burn down
cities. Which tells me you need to handle riots like we did in the 19th century with volley fire.
You know, it's against the law to riot and loot. Like, you can be freaking literally shot for that shit.
Bruce, if you haven't posted that video commercial on your
Fly medication.
if you haven't put that on your Discord, can you please send it to my Discord?
Yeah, Bruce has got some good memes on his Discord.
You,
Yeah.
make a meme channel on your Discord, bud. Otherwise, everything goes into general. It'll get lost in the flood.
I think I have a meme channel on.
I'm talking about Hungar. He doesn't.
Well, Hungar's job is to actually post memes on my Discord.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I'm back on your Discord. I'll start flooding you like I flood everywhere else.
Yeah, because he sent me a message the other day, like, man, I can't find James's Discord. Send me an invite. I'm like,
An AI meme of Hulk Hogan hugging George Floyd. Oh my God.
I got
Yeah.
other.
Over because I'm pretty sure that Hulk wouldn't have been a fan of George Floyd.
Hulk wasn't a fan of
Of the brothers. He only hugged them in the ring when he was getting paid.
Like, you know, he was a South Florida guy. He was just doing his thing.
born in Augusta, Georgia, moved to Clearwater. You don't get more
Yeah,
right
so,
there
you
than
know.
that.
That's where a lot of those guys live, though. I remember going to Old Town up in the other end of 192, and the Dudley brothers were there, and like, because a lot of those WWE, WWF, whatever wrestlers from like back in the day live like in Claremont.
Didn't
Like what's his name? Mankind. What's his name? Nick Foley. He lives here.
the guy
You play.
Hawaiian, the Polynesian wrestler.
You're going to have to narrow it down.
You got to narrow
man.
it down.
Not the big fat one, the one who used to do the atomic headbutt and stuff.
Fat, not the fat one. Okay.
We're talking about Samoans, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they come in any other size than fat.
No, he might have been Hawaiian, but he would get up on the top rope and do the flying headbutt.
Are you
The smallest one was Jimmy
Coco
Football
Beware, one of those guys?
Yeah, he used to go to the Outback.
The Rock.
Brian told me that he would go to the Outback all the time and just like hang out at the bar.
Yeah, it is on James Axe Discord in general. Yeah. So maybe I don't have a memes channel. I need to make one.
You do. It's the only place I
It's
post.
like I have a cat
No one talks about
channel
memes.
too. A lot of people post on my cat channel.
But you were wearing the cat.
So does the.
It's the cats.
You were wearing the cat shirt I gave you yesterday. The one with the
Oh
cat.
yeah, the cat that's pouring out a little bit of milk and it says Thug Life or some shit. It's a cat.
It's got the bandana like Tupac used to wear.
Yeah.
It says Hug Life.
You mean like Tupac still wears? Because you know
Super
that
Fly
motherfucker's living in Cuba, right?
Superfly Stuka.
Dude, he's. Yeah, I said that. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that was who it was. Jimmy Superfly Stuka. Used to go.
Yeah, he is probably the only non-fat Samoan that's ever been in
Before he
wrestling.
died, he used to go to the Outback all the time, eat a big ass steak, and then drink at the bar until he was like plastered.
Yeah, the one up on 192 even. It's not
Memes. I mean,
Yeah.
videos are memes now. Because of
Super
AI.
Fat Jimmy. Yeah.
My favorite wrestling match with Super Superfly Snuka was when he was beating up Roddy Piper with a coconut.
That ain't right.
It was fun. I mean, back in the day, my favorite wrestler of all time is Roddy
Come on,
Piper.
any kid who grew up in that era, Roddy Piper was their favorite. Even
I was a Hulkamaniacs, dude. Everybody was a Hulkamaniac. I was the only guy like, man, Piper's amazing.
remember the WWF cartoon where Roddy Piper was always the bad guy, but he always helped everybody out.
Yeah.
And yeah, you had Junkyard Dog and Sergeant Payne or whatever. Like,
Sergeant Slaughter, who was actually in a G.I. Joe show.
yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Those,
Back when we were a proper nation, brother. You see NWA coming back?
What?
considering that I think 2 or 3 of them are dead, how are they going to do that?
No, not the damn band. We're talking about wrestling. National Wrestling Association is back.
Who's running it?
Guess who bought it? Billy
That's
Corgan.
nice.
The Smashing Pumpkins guy.
Yes.
Well, little known thing people don't know about Billy Corgan is he was a hardcore conservative.
Yeah, he's interesting. I don't like the Smashing Pumpkins. My wife hates the Smashing Pumpkins. I think they're all right, but I thought it was weird. He just seems like he's out of place when he walks out. He walks like he's a damn Nosferatu in that black turtleneck like this, being all pale. He doesn't have any mouth presence that I can tell for NWA. He just owns it. But he comes out like a Nosferatu and sits next to the brain.
Well, I'm sure you've seen the video Ava Adore by Smashing Pumpkins. And he's like dressed up all like a vampire and shit, singing and all that. It's like,
I think it's where he's Bill Burr's brother too. That's just bizarre.
Well, yeah.
Bill
They did
Burr
know.
totally got cucked out. He's worse than iDubbbz now.
He didn't know. He didn't know that they didn't know that they were related until like recently.
Yeah.
Bill Burr's dad got around.
Close.
Yeah.
Actually left him and then started a new family with Corgan's mom, I guess.
Well, if I had a little bastard child like Bill Burr, I'd probably leave too. I got
Probably. I could imagine him out as a teenager. That'd probably been
I gotta go
infuriating.
get some milk and cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But some of the wrestlers they got on there, Eric Smalls he's a hardcore midget wrestler.
See, my favorite Hulk Hogan was when he was in the NWA as a bad guy. And we're all black. That was a good Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, they got a. I've been catching up on it because it's going to be free on Roku starting on Tuesday, and I was like, sure, NWA, the Land of the Von Erichs, and oh my God, I forgot the Fabulous Thunderbirds. If they're coming back,
The
I got
Harts
you.
were on NWA after Owen Hart got killed.
is that NWA? Or was he in a different league?
National
About the
Wrestling.
Fabulous Freebirds.
Yeah, they were in the NWA originally.
Come out with like Sweet Home Alabama waving Confederate flags and shit like that.
Yeah, they're supposed to be heels, and everybody loved them. We're like, wait a minute. It's like, did you know all your audience are rednecks?
After Owen Hart died on the WWF, up and down,
Right.
Bret the Hitman Hart and all the other Harts went to National Wrestling Association because they said Vince McMahon had a shoddy organization and caused Owen to get killed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They didn't stop the match. They didn't stop the pay-per-view, which is ghoulish, to be honest. Yeah.
Guy fell like from the rafters and then smacked his dome right there on the mat, which usually is a soft landing, not in the case of like 50 feet, 60 feet of free fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put in the private chat, James,
Yeah.
I put something there that's suitable for sharing.
Well, I will look at it in a second.
I'm
Right
sorry.
now,
I'm just
I am
so proud of
painting-
that comply ad. That comply ad is so good.
I am a real American.
Yeah. I do miss those soundtracks, dude. Those are awesome. The WWE soundtracks from back in the day.
Undertaker has Triple H has the best opening theme.
Oh, the game.
Lemmy Kilmister is like, it's time to play the game.
Is a good one.
I saw a little video that came out recently with Triple H. Stephanie gets into the car. Triple H is walking toward the car, and every few seconds he stops and puts his arms out and spits the water and walks around the car and stuff, just doing that. And gets into the car, and the song's playing, the game's playing. And Stephanie gets in the car. Stephanie looks at him, and is like, I have to do that every time I go somewhere. He looks, yeah.
Yeah. That was a good time back in the day. It really was. I mean, you know,
What to say?
It started for me going downhill the day that I was 18 and Andre the Giant died.
well, I
Oh,
mean,
That was a rough day
a
because
gentleman and a scholar.
I really loved watching him do his non-wrestling stuff. I mean, from Princess Bride to just him doing like just an interview or discussion on TV with people because he just seemed like such a nice man.
That's what everybody
Yeah.
says.
although one time this guy in a bar threw a couple of beer cans at him, and then tried to run away and got caught and got like destroyed. Like Andre like flipped his car or some shit.
Yeah, he flipped the
Flipped the
Volkswagen.
car on him, but I mean, but Andre was a little bit of a drinker too, though. He liked to.
Only for the fact he had to have it for the pain meds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not saying it in a negative way. I mean, it's impressive. The guy would have like a half a gallon of some kind of hard liquor, and then like I don't know, a case of beer. And,
Andre the Giant was in that tier of quote unquote alcoholic that only whenever you talk about his quantities, you're talking about Oliver Reed quantities.
Yeah. And then, of course, Jake the Snake was just smoking crack.
Yeah.
Are we surprised?
That was his whole deal.
There was a lot of them, evidently. I think the Sheik was like the biggest drug addict out of the bunch, evidently. I watch all those interviews where they talk about candid behind the scenes stuff, and I find it fascinating. Jim Cornette has a whole YouTube channel where he just dishes on shit going on. I'm like, this
That
is
movie
it.
that Mankind was in, Nick Foley, Beyond the Mat. Remember we went and seen that in the theaters, bro?
Mhm.
That was an eye-opening show.
I remember one time somebody was interviewing some wrestler. I don't know if it was Hulk Hogan or some shit, and like the reporter was being kind of a smart ass, talking about how it was fake and shit. And like the wrestler smacked the shit out of him. Was like, "Does that feel fake to you?"
That was on 2020. ABC.
Jerry the King Lawler, he was good for knocking people on their ass.
What was that
he
guy?
was like-
John Stossel.
He wasn't in
John
WWE.
Stossel's the one that accused the wrestler of it being fake, and the wrestler just smacked the shit out of him like it was a fucking regular Wednesday.
I tell you what, those wrestling moves are freaking real because me and my bro were heavy into wrestling in the mid to late 90s, and we were playing wrestling. I was like, the wrestling, a lot of that shit's fake. And James is like, oh yeah, let me try this Walls of Jericho on you.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right, whatever. So we got down on the floor, and he grabbed my legs and started leaning back. I was on my
He
stomach.
started screaming.
I was like, oh, it's not fake. It's not fake.
Like, that shit is good. It was John Stossel. I like John Stossel, poor guy. Ted DiBiase. Oh, yeah.
Ted DiBiase.
Of course, everyone loved, one of my favorites, of course, is Ric Flair, the Nature Boy.
Ric Flair is like Keith Richards. Every time a wrestler dies, he experiences the quickening.
Yes.
He just had cancer, man. He just came out cancer treatment.
I saw him. He had that saying, I loved it so much, is like, you may not like it, but you will learn to love it. Woo! It was just like, wow. That guy is just out there being wild in the streets, man, just doing his thing. So, yeah, I always liked Ric Flair.
It sounds like something you say before struggle cuddle.
It doesn't sound like a good thing is getting ready to happen.
Did you guys ever see that 30 for 30 ESPN special on Ric Flair?
No?
Yeah, I watched that
Okay,
one.
well, it's the best you'll ever see Ric Flair because they edit like some of the most iconic moments he's ever had. Like one time he's got his beautiful feathered mullet and he's in this like sequin gold gown and he's talking to somebody and he's like, so I'm with these two bitches and we're getting ready to have some spaghetti. and I dropped my Rolex in that fucking sauce. I'm like, fuck it, I got 8 of those at home.
Trano's kicking it old school. He's like Tiger Mask for life.
Oh, geez.
Remember that old wrestling game?
I do remember that old wrestling game. I always played Fighter Hayabusa.
I
Oh,
like the guy who looked
If
like
you
the
could get
monster.
below him and just to the right, you could do the back brain kick, and that just knocked bitches out.
I like the big guy who would grab you and just like gnaw on your head.
Oh,
like
the piranha.
like an old school Mike Tyson.
He was from Brazil, and if he got a special move off, he just grabbed you and started biting your face. And then you had like the Hulk Hogan guy, but what was he called? Something Mr. Fabulous or something like that. I mean, that was a cool game actually.
I'm trying to remember that game was called. What was it called? The game
Pro wrestling?
was
I
it
think
just
it
pro
was just
wrestling?
NES Pro Wrestling.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I wonder if they got that on Steam. I gotta know now.
If they ain't got it on Steam, they might have an emulator and have it on GOG.
And no matches.
Yeah, I got all the old school D&D games on GOG.
Yeah, GOG's got all the old school D&D games on, so.
I played through Temple of Elemental Evil at least like every other month.
I haven't played that in forever.
I also got the old school D&D games. I just don't know how to play them very well.
I think that's user error, bro. They
know.
are a pain in the ass. I remember James came home one time and he brought a freaking Tandy.
Oh, a Tandy, yeah.
And he had Secret of the Silver Blade.
Oh, we thought we were the shit, didn't we?
Yeah, and we sat and he would run through the dungeons and we would map them out on graph paper.
I'm trying to find the old school wizardry games. I can't.
Well, you had to back then because they
Well,
didn't
they're
give you
on,
maps and you didn't get a freaking,
What?
like a mini map or anything. So,
Yeah.
if you were running around in that bitch and you got lost, that was sorry about your luck kind of situation.
Either they're on Steam or GOG.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them on
There's a
Steam.
bunch of them on GOG.
It
Yeah,
seems
Steam
confusing.
released them all as a pack there for a while where you could like.
It seems confusing to
all
me
of
though
them.
because I think they renamed the original one or gave it like a subtitle or something, and I don't understand it.
I've never played it.
Well,
I like the
Of course, the
There's a
best one is
lot of them.
Full of Radiance, but
Yeah.
I'm wanting to play like the original trilogy of like the wizardry games because you get to make one team for the whole game, like the whole.
yeah,
series
because you can
play.
import your characters.
Yeah, and I mean your characters also age, so it's also a time thing because if you don't go fast enough, your character's gonna die before they can get to the end.
Yeah.
That just pissed me off.
You could do the same thing in a lot of the old SSI D&D games. Like if you went from one game to the next game, you could import your characters from the last game you played. So that was kind of cool. I mean, or you could just start over. I mean,
Well,
Also,
they just remade. Digital Eclipse last year remade Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. And like they gave it a paint job and everything, making it look pretty with animation and
yeah, if only they would do that with the SSI version of the SSI games.
yeah, if only somebody would do that with like Full of Radiance and shit.
Yeah.
Just straighten it up a little bit. Keep
Yeah,
the AD&D rules, just make it a little bit easier to play.
Now I'm gonna go a little bit off topic. I was watching the news, and so they made Severus Snape a black guy.
Did they?
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying, I think it's hilarious because in the first movie, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, for some unknown reason that they can't figure out, Harry really dislikes Snape and accuses him of stealing shit all the time.
So they made him.
Yeah,
Oh my god!
and he's got the ambition of teaching the dark arts. So it's like, it's
The jokes write themselves.
the jokes, right?
Dude, they just step in it all the time.
See, that's weird though, because the guy who originally played Snape wasn't a redhead, so I really wouldn't have expected him to do a race swap on him. I thought that was just something they did to redheads.
Yeah, but Harry's in class. Snape walks into the potions class, and Harry just gives him a look like, I just don't trust this guy. I don't know what's up. And then Snape's the one who stole it.
So it would be funny if they played along with it, and the Snape character was like, "Is it because I'm black?"
Yeah,
And started like, if they just really doubled down on it and shit, that would be fucking hilarious.
like, Harry Potter, you're a little racist.
You know, like,
Harry Potter's like, everything you teach is the dark arts. I don't know why you're trying to switch classes.
I gotta get going, guys.
Oh man.
Leave us.
Sorry. I just heard my wife pull up. She's gonna need help unloading the car.
All right, love you, my brother.